Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep, welcome back to the Butcher's Circus, and today I'm gonna be playing with a stealth only team. So yesterday we did the de-stealth only, and today I'm gonna do the stealth only. And what does that actually mean, Shep? Well, that means that while I still have stealth abilities, the only offensive moves I can use have to be either, I would call them stealthing moves, but they don't really do that, or I have to use them while I'm stealth. So for the offensive moves, that is going to be the rule. So I'm going to start off with the Shadow Fade. And what does that mean? Well, I've brought every single stealth ability that I could think of, and these are pretty much the only ones that exist, which are the Antiquarians Take Cover. Oh, I didn't need to bring Flash Powder, actually. That was yesterday. I could have just brought Resting Vapors this time around after doing the Take Cover. No, it's fine, no worries. But I brought Shadow Fade on the Grave Robber, obviously, I brought Stygian Embrace on the Occultist, and it looks like my opponent has quite a terrible connection, so let's go on for match number 2. Alright, and here we go, straight into a match number 2, this time against Morge, or Morgue. I'm not entirely sure which one to call it, but they are bringing what looks to be quite an interesting mix and match between stress and damage, so let's see how that turns out. And I have brought a different setup on the Antiquarian as well. I decided to bring the Materia Pestis and the Uri since I likely won't be doing command buffs. Now for starters, I'm gonna still go for the... I kinda don't want to go Shadow Fade now, actually. I kinda don't want to do that. I'm gonna start off with the Take Cover here, because if I go Shadow Fade, I immediately put my Antiquarian in a position to be stunned, and she's way too valuable for me to do that, so I'm gonna start off with the Take Cover here. My opponent is gonna go for the pull onto my Occultist, but that's perfectly okay. I'm gonna completely ignore it, and I will instead go for a Stygian Embrace on my Men-at-Arms, because I genuinely could not care. And this Stygian Embrace is gonna give me a lot of value. But before we get into that, look at the background. It's the Wawa cat. It's that cat that goes, "Oh, the misery," you know, and doesn't have ears. Quite a cool kitty. This background was made by the real me, so I will post a link to his channel in the description. He's quite a stand-up chap. I like him very much. If you haven't checked him out yet, then I definitely recommend that you do. Now, one problem with my Occultist being pulled here is that I can't use Shadow Fade, so that's gonna be fun, but I guess I just have to suck it up and start using my Bellows, because I do have Carnival Mask and the UI, so I have very nice accuracy and very nice stress dealt and very nice debuff chances. So look at that, 20 stress on everyone and almost a guaranteed debuff chance, also almost a guaranteed hit chance. Can you imagine if Bell was like that by default? 20 stress on everyone? Yeah, that would be totally wild. Well, that's not very fun, but I guess right now what I have to do is move forward, because, I mean, there ain't too much else I can do. Honestly, I just have to move forward here and probably get stunned. Yeah, there's just not too much I can do. I can't drop Panic Darts because I still have my Shadow Fades, right? So I just have to put myself in a position to be stunned, but hope that my opponent doesn't go for it. But they do. They go for the stunning blow. Oh my god. Oh, little Grey Brother, I am sorry. I have mistreated you. I have very much mistreated you. I'm gonna go for another Bellow. Thankfully the Stygian Embrace does last 2 rounds, so I can drop the Bellow twice here. And this time I do get the debuff, so thankfully, very thankfully got the debuff there. What are these crits? 2 crits already, reducing my stress. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna go for the Zealous Accusation. 3rd crit! Wow! Okay. I mean, sure you have command buffs, but still. Wow. I can go for defensive abilities though. I am not forced to not go for defensive ability, so I'm actually going to drop the Weird Reconstruction here. I thought about not bringing it, but then I thought, you know what, if I want to win a match, I probably have to get this the Slot Machine healer to work, right? So let's get the Slot Machine going, let's do that, and let's just sacrifice the noodles, because let's be honest, I'm probably never going to use the Ceiling Spaghetti in this team, so I decided to just up and not bring it whatsoever. My opponent now no longer has Collect Bounty Synergy because they decided to go for the Zealous first, and now the Mark is gone, but they just decided to Mark for Death my Grave Robber instead. Now that's interesting that my opponent's trying to make Pistol Shot work. Definitely cool to try and make that work. I don't think it's ideal whatsoever, but it is what they're doing here. I could drop a Rejuvenating Vapors, which would be a very good move, or I could not. Oh, I want risk it. I wanna risk it so much. And just drop it by the start of next round. I'm gonna risk it here. I'm gonna risk it. I have to make use of me being stealthed to be able to drop the aggression here. I absolutely have to do it. I'm hoping that this doesn't hit me for 22, because it's a garbage ability. This ability freaking sucks. And there's a bellow debuff there as well, so, and there's no trinketing whatsoever. So I'm really hoping that this, for starters, doesn't get a crit, which isn't looking too good for me, because with how it's been going with the crits, yeah. Please don't get a crit. Please don't get a crit. You don't even... Okay, no, you do have a confirmed hit chance. You have... Right? Yeah, you have so much freaking accuracy buffs. It hits for 10! 10 damage! 10 damage! Oh, I love it so much. Pistol shot never changed. Such a garbage ability. Literally less damage than an Arbalest would do against a non-marked character. Oh, I love it so much. This ability is so garbage. Why was I even scared of it? Maybe it could have been L22 with a crit, but thankfully it did not, so I'm perfectly okay here. Now I have the stealth as well. I mean, not the stealth, but I have myself being stunned, which is very cool, obviously. Oh no! No, not the occultist. That actually makes things difficult. That means I can't bellow. God damn it. Alright. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop a Shadow Fate here. If you want to go for my occultist too hard, I'm gonna drop a guard there. I'm allowed to go for defensive moves while my... even while I haven't used up all the stealth. It's only the aggressive moves that have to be used while I'm stealthed. My opponent's gonna go for the come hitter now onto the Antiquarian. That is scary. That is a little bit scary, but not too scary. I could try to guard her here, but they could wait it out. Do I try and guard her here? I mean, I'm just gonna stealth with her anyway, right? I could bolster, but honestly, with all the command buffs my opponent's dropping, bolster wouldn't do anything here. So let's just do this. I guess the stress and the anti-stress would be pretty nice, but I don't feel like it's a priority. Oh, and in terms of the trinkets, I did decide to bring Numbing Instance on my occultist, purely so he can stay alive for a bit longer, but it doesn't seem to be working out too well for me. I'm surprised my opponent goes for that. They could have waited and dropped the command buff first, then I would have regened, and then they would have dropped the duelist advance, and now I would be at death's door, so I would have to start off next round with the occultist. So it would be very good for my opponent to have done that, but they kind of take a step larger than they could. Is that how you say it in English? Probably not. But they go for a little bit of a subpar play, in my opinion. Do I still have enough Shadow Fates? Yes, I do. I have to drop a lunge here. Who do I want to drop a lunge on? Let's drop it 22 to 36. That's generally pretty good. Yeah, 22 to 36. Whoa, nice crit for 47. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, that's very helpful. The extra dodge as well might make a bit of a difference. I don't have a finisher, but my Antiquarian will be able to go for the death blow. I think my opponent's still gonna heal if they haven't caught on to what I'm doing yet. I'm not sure if they have caught on to what I'm doing, or if they think I'm just throwing the game. I'm not entirely sure what they think of right now, because it does feel like I'm throwing the game. But we'll see. They decide to go for a finish him on my occultist vault characters and do 3 damage. Okay, that's quite literally just enough to put me in a rough spot. Well, I could decide to go for a Stygian Embrace here on the Antiquarian, not for the stress dealt, not because she's gonna get focused down, but just so I can be aggressive with her. That's quite generally a possibility, but I feel like I'll just take cover and I'll be fine. So I'm gonna drop it on the mana arms, and I'm gonna do a hell of a lot of stress instead. Maybe get some afflictions going, because with another 2 bellows, you're gonna be afflicted easily, and you 2 are gonna be very close to affliction. Also, how are you... The freaking crits that my opponent has gotten have saved them from actually getting afflicted so far, which is very, very annoying, I will say. But you know, such is the way of the Butcher's Circus. I definitely feel like this team is way more dynamic than yesterday's team. Yesterday's team was absolutely horrible, but this one definitely feels cooler. Well, I'm gonna start off with the bellow now, hopefully to get some damage debuffs going. And look at the stress. Yeah, 24 stress on the Bounty Hunter. Nice, nice. One more bell and he's afflicted. Also a very nice amount of stress on that man at arms too. And my stealth abilities are running out, which is actually good for me that the stealth abilities are running out. You still have 2, so that's unfortunate. You still have 2, so that's unfortunate, but you only have 1 more. And after that 1 more is gone, I can start being aggressive with my other abilities, because then I wouldn't have any offensive moves, right? So I will be able to use like the Weakening Curse and the Demon's Pull, though let's be honest, I'm probably not going to survive that long. But we'll see how it goes. I cannot go for the Festering Vapors here, most sadly. I have to go for the Take Cover. Take Cover with a stealth character with regen on them. Yeah, it's just what I have to do at this point. I also have to make a decision whether or not I... Oh, they guard. That's not going to make a difference. Whether or not I want to use my Cultist turn or whether I want to go for the Festering Vapors immediately, but I feel like going for my Cultist turn is a bit smarter overall, so I'm gonna drop it... What do I drop it on? I could go for a self-heal. I could move back. If I move back I get pulled, but it won't do enough damage. I could move back. Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, let's move back here. Let's move back. I think it's a weird move, but it's the move I'm going for. Now my opponent has to pull me if they still want to bring my Occultist down to 0. So let's just do that and stay alive for a bit longer. And now start going aggressive with another Bellow, then Festering Vapors, then the Take Cover, I mean the Shadow Fate here on the Grave Robber, all the good stuff. Probably gonna have to drop the Shadow Fate very soon, because I imagine they'll be going for PBS. Oh no, they're going for Wicked Slice. Interesting. I am gonna go Afflicted first, somehow. Even though my opponent only has 1 stress move, which is Zealous. They have only used Zealous. I mean, yeah, I have a lot of dodge, but with the amount of crits that they got throughout the match, then, you know, I guess that happens. I move back here voluntarily, which is... it's actually kind of bad, because now my Occult is in position 3. After I drop a Shadow Fate, because I will drop a Shadow Fate here. I feel like that's my best move. So maybe not the best outcome, but you know, it's fine. I'm more happy with a move back than with a pass. A pass would have been worse. So I'll just have to live with that. My opponent is probably gonna go for the Bounty Hunter's finisher, or are they gonna go for a heal first? No, they are gonna go for a heal first. Can they even Zealous here? Like, can they Zealous? Could they Zealous? There's 2 stealth characters in the front line. I don't think they can Zealous. Yeah, I have 3 stealth characters right now. I generally don't think they could Zealous. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop the bell now because I need to get that stress dealt if I want to win this. And oh, so close to the affliction. So close yet so far on some of them. Goes abusive. That's generally pretty good for my opponent now. I swear to God, Come Hither will probably do enough damage here to bring me down to 0 and then straight into a PBS. Yeah, you can't PBS the Anti-Iron right now though, let me tell you that much. If they don't go for the Bounty Hunter turn immediately, I will go for Festering Vapors and then they'll be at this store, which is going to be rather good. I won't be able to punish it because he's still guarded, right? But yeah, I will be able to punish it in a few rounds. He'll also be at this store, which is overall good for me. I want some crits here. Not on the riposte, just some crits on my opponent's side. Okay, no crits allowed. Extra stress. Oh, 1 affliction. Okay, 1 more affliction. And then what you go? Irrational. Oh, that's the worst. I love it. I love it. Okay, things are going well. Things are coming up Shepherd Doggy. This team that my opponent has is starting to crumble. They are reaching the breaking point here in terms of the afflictions and in terms of the DOT and the damage I've dealt. Really bring this Bounty Hunter down to 0. That 1 launch was so valuable, so freaking valuable. Wow, Grit 6! Grit 6 on my Occultist. I could try guarding here to keep him alive. I mean, it would keep him alive, pretty much guaranteed, but do I still want to do it? Do I want to keep him alive, or do I want to go for self-heal first, and then try to keep him alive? Self-heal could heal for a lot. But then the Men-at-Arms can't do anything anyway, so, I mean, well, why would you not guard here? Yeah, kind of weird, kind of weird. I could have dropped my final Sigil Embrace on the Men-at-Arms and just let him go. But honestly, the Occultist is our main healer, so I don't feel like letting him go would be too smart here. Just keep him alive for now. And we'll see how things turn out, hopefully for the best. There's gonna be a Sonic Bow, please dodge. Sadly, I mean, can I even dodge? No, I cannot. There's way too much stress still. Thankfully, my opponent doesn't have Sacred Blade. They only have the Tiger Finger or the Brass Knuckles. So that's perfectly okay for me. Yeah, I did not have even close to a dodge chance there, so that's unfortunate. And now I can go for a Panic Darts if I want to, or I can go for a lunge. Selfish. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. As long as it isn't a pass, I'm happy with that. Not what I would have gone for. The Man-at-Arms isn't really a priority target as of right now, but it is okay. I feel like the Grave Robber kind of wants to stay alive, so she's removing their command bot. So definitely a fine move by a fine and fancy lady, I will say. And the Man-at-Arms will be dropping down to this store here from all the duty that I've applied, so that's pretty cool. I Mrs. Dude Alcy, he says as he hits himself for 1/10 of his health bar. And I am still at this store here. Oh, how I wish I could go aggressive. My opponent knows I can't go aggressive. They figured me out. They know what I'm doing, actually. I'm pretty sure they do know. I'm just gonna... Oh, do I click there? That's regen. I'm gonna click here. It's like a preemptive heal. I'm hoping that with 2 Battle Debuffs, their Wicked Slice doesn't do enough damage. And if it does do enough damage, I'll drop the final Stygian Embrace on her, and then I might be able to go aggressive while also being stealthed, which is very valuable. Stygian Embrace is an amazing move, absolutely amazing. The takeover is meh, the Shadow Fade is pretty good, but the Stygian Embrace is great because it heals at the same time as it gives you an aggressive buff. And you can use it more than a few times, so it's really freaking cool. Heals, stealths you, and gives you an aggressive buff, like easily one of the best offensive moves in the Butcher Circus. They go for a pull on my Grave Robber, okay. I could do this. I also do this and then go Festering Vapors. How many Shadow Fades do you have left? I imagine you still have Shadow Fades left? I can't see, right? I can't see! No, let me see. I can't look. I'm gonna drop this on the Antiquary and I'm gonna go Festering Vapors on her. It really sucks that you can't see how many you have left, but you know, you should be counting, so yeah, not really something I'm gonna complain too much about. You go for that, 8 damage, kind of a tickle, and now Selfish is just gonna go ahead and drop the Shadow Fade. I could go for another Stygian Embrace. I doubt Selfish would say no. I might... Oh no, I've run out. I have run out of Stygian Embraces, so I'm gonna drop the Shadow Fade here. That's my last Shadow Fade. After this, I'm free to spam as many Panic Darts as I want, though. Let's be honest, she's probably not gonna survive too much longer. And now, all of my opponent's characters are afflicted, 2 of them are dropping to this door. The Higher Man isn't too healthy, the Crusader is the only one that's healthy, but as good as the Crusader is, he can't really 1v4, I don't imagine. Not in a situation like this. Not in a situation like this. How do they break through the guard? That's kind of the problem they have. They can try stunning, but it's only a 70. I mean, it's only a 50 to get the stun, so do they still go for it? No, the act out makes them go for Zealous. Ouch! I'm stealthed. How do you hit me? Yeah, it's an AoE ability. Can't do too much about it. I'm actually stealthed for 2 rounds. Oh, masochistic. While at this door. I love it. I'm actually stealthed for 2 rounds here, so I'm just gonna drop the Festering Vapors. Death Door check. 12 stress, 15 stress. Nice. It would be very good if Festering Vapors did more than 8 stress, because this is a percentage stress stealth, not you know what that was. Not like flat stress. Would flat stress work? Is that an idea? Like, on hit, apply 5 stress. That would be really broken on the Man-at-Arms, because your bells would do way more stress as well. Yeah, it'd be really broken on like a support Arbals in the stress team, because your flares would actually do stress to the enemy's team. That would be pretty funny. Here's the thing, I no longer have stealth moves here, so I can actually go aggressive if I want. So I will go for it. But who do I want to go for is my question. I don't know, I feel like I'm just gonna heal here first. Please don't get to bleed. Okay, nice. Here's the thing, should I start using my aggressive moves after all the stealths are gone? Or after just the stealth on that character? Because the Man-at-Arms technically doesn't have stealths, and he's still using his bellows. So I think you should only be allowed to use your offensive moves while on stealth if all your stealth moves are completely gone. So it is good for you to get rid of literally all of them if you want to still win. Okay, marking the men at arms. I don't think that's too smart of a move. I'm just gonna go ahead and I think drop another guard here to give myself 70 prot. I think that's the best thing I can do right now. With 70 prot and the enduring Bellow debuffs that I've dealt, yeah, my opponent's in a rough spot here. Somehow Masochistic goes for the self-mark, my absolute favorite act out, and yeah, the PPS does 5 damage, so it tickles, it absolutely tickles. And now I'm gonna go for the festering vapors here before the repulse gets dropped, so let's do it, and I get a death blow on the bounty hunter. My opponent's team is crumbling, does extra stress on everyone, which is actually bad for me here, because now the Man-at-Arms survives after the heart attack, but it's perfectly fine. Highman is dropping to this store, you're getting closer to dropping. Fishing Vapors with Materia Passes is so freaking good. He hits himself again, doesn't take himself out thankfully, and I will probably drop a Panic Darts, right? After the Stake Cover goes away I can use all of my moves, it's gonna be so good. But do I want to drop a Panic Darts first? Honestly, a Panic Darts crit right now on the Hyman would be so much value. Whoa, the stress. That's a lot. Yeah, oh, that is a lot of value. Oh, he's almost gone. Oh my god, extra stress. Oh, it was too much. It went over the board. It got up to 200. It's actually gonna stay alive now. That's unfortunate. But, you know, still very happy about that crit. Yeah, crit Panic Darts after stealthing yourself is always so satisfying. 11 damage too, by the way. This is on a selfish with a Bellow debuff and the Death Star recovery, and you still do 11 damage. Kind of insane. And my opponent, the Renders, seeing that they have pretty much lost already. So I didn't even have to use up all my stealth abilities and I still won. Well, definitely try this team out. Jeez, it is really fun. I actually like it. It's one of those meme teams for sure, but this one's actually quite playable. Would it work well against all teams? Probably not, but it has a lot of good things going for it. It has dodge, it has reach, and it has Stygian. It has all the defensive moves that you could possibly ever want, and you can change out the trinkets on it if you'd like. You can even bring a different fourth character if you'd like, as long as you respect the rules. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed today's video. I'll see you again another time. Cheers!